Human eye. The adult human eyeball is nearly a spherical structure. The wall of the eyeball is composed of three layers. The external layer is composed of dense connective tissue and is called as the sclera. The anterior portion of this layer is called the cornea. The middle layer, choroid, contains many blood vessels and looks bluish in color. The choroid layer is thin over the posterior two-thirds of the eyeball, but becomes thick in the anterior part to form the ciliary body. The ciliary body itself continues forward to form a pigmented and opaque structure called the iris, which is the visible colored portion of the eye. The ball contains a transparent crystalline lens which is held in place by ligaments attached to the ciliary body. In front of the lens, the aperture surrounded by the iris called the pupil. The diameter of the pupil is regulated by the muscle fibers of iris. The inner layer is the retina, and it contains three layers of cells from inside to outside: ganglion cell, bipolar cells, and photoreceptor cells. There are two types of photoreceptor cells, namely rods and cones. These cells contain light-sensitive proteins called the photopigments. The daylight, photopic vision, and color vision are functions on cones, and the twilight, that is scotopic vision, is the function of the rods. The rods contain a purplish red protein called rhodopsin or visual purple, which contains a derivative of vitamin A. In the human eye, there are three types of cones which possesses their own characteristic photopigments that respond to red, green, and blue lights. The sensations of different colors are produced by various combination of these cones and their photopigments. When these cones are stimulated equally, a sensation of white light is produced. The optic nerves leave the eye and the retinal blood vessels enter at a point medial to the slightly above the posterior pole of the eyeball. Photoreceptor cells are not present in that region and hence it is called the blind spot. At the posterior pole of the eye, lateral to the blind spot, there is a yellowish pigmented spot called macula lutea with a central pit called the fovea. Fovea is a thinned out portion of the retina where only the cones are densely packed. It is the point where the visual acuity, the visual resolution, is the greatest. The space between the cornea and the lens is called the aqueous chamber and contains a thin watery fluid called aqueous humor. The space between the lens and the retina is called the vitreous humor and is filled with a transparent gel called vitreous humor.